Welcome to Judge Me Not, a safe place to have real conversations with real ass people. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Judge Me Not podcast. Y'all know I'm your pretty cool host, EnviiDee. At least I think so myself. Y'all know what it is. Same introduction, different day. How are we feeling? How are we vibing? How is life? You know my logic. If you got time for a podcast, then baby, life can't be that bad. So look, I was on my way to work out and I'm like, let me sit down and record this podcast because it's on my mind. So I publicly announced that I put my life on Do Not Disturb and I am kind of in isolation to focus and set a complete kick ass schedule to get me back aligned and knock out some of these goals. You know, we are about to be in mid year of 2023, and I am so far behind on myself and my goals that I have set for myself that I can't hold anyone else accountable but myself. So, with that being said, it has brought me to the realization of how many times I've rebranded myself in life and I've isolated and I've relearned myself in this chapter of life. I have new sets of goals and I take a deep look at where I am in life and who's around me in life. And the transition that I've done spiritually, mentally, physically over these years speaks for itself. Sometimes some years haven't always been good. Some years it's been no progression, and that's 100% on me. But it's made me really appreciate the solid foundations that I have within my friendships now because, like the title says, baby, misery loves company. And it took me a really, really long time to just admit that and see people for who they really are and stop um, freely handing out the friend title to people that were associates or party mates. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us get caught up in seeing people for how we expect them to see us and not how they truly see us and our relationship for what it is. And I feel like that puts us in tricky situations. You find yourself sacrificing more than they would for you, oversharing more than they would for you, bonding over things that you have outgrown, and just in a unbalanced relationship. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's not friendship, it may be a business partnership, it may be a relationship, it may be a family bond. You know, it's so many different levels to relationships. We know that. But I knew that I was going to have to tweak my surroundings and really relook at the people that I had given this friend title to once my own perspective and goals begin to elevate. You ever have a real cool relationship with somebody, like they fill you in on all the tea? You can call them to go out, you can call them to do anything that's fun, not really fulfilling, and they're going to be there. They right there. They're interested, they're focused, they're present. But the moment you want to have an engaging, meaningful conversation, maybe it's about finances, maybe it's about healthy relationships, maybe it's about positive life changes, or you want to do a different activity that's good for you. Maybe you want to start working out. Maybe you want to go back to school, go to church. I don't know what it could be. And this same person or people that have always been your ride or die when it comes to bullshit are no longer tuned in, right? They're no longer present in that conversation, or they dismiss it, or they have an excuse. Someone posted something on Facebook, and it was like, pay attention to people who don't have time to do things with you, or something like that. Um, and I was like, bro, that's really true. If you pay attention to the availability of the people that are around you and the type of shit they available for. If you really start paying attention to that, it will really put some things into perspective, right? So once I started working on myself, because I'm the type of person that I get caught in life cycles. Don't get it twisted. At times, I'm my own worst enemy. At times, I am delaying my own growth, and I'm aware of that. But it comes to a point that I be like, "What are you doing? We done wasted too much time, bro. Let's get focused. Let's get active. Let's get busy." And once I got to this point in life and I started moving a little different, or I wanted to move different, I started noticing my calls start going unanswered. I started noticing my invites started not being accepted, which was cool. At that time, I was hurt, but now I understand some people are only your friends because y'all are on the same life level and y'all have certain things in common. Once you evolve from that life level and those activities and that mind frame, if they're not evolving and growing with you, you have left them behind. So they don't want to participate in these conversations or actions with you because they're not at that level in their life. And some may never get in that level in your life. So they know if they participate in this with you or they have this conversation with you, it's going to make them take a hard look at where they currently are, what they are so far behind on, or what they are delaying doing, right? My grandpa used to say, "You cannot teach a fool, he's a fool." Don't let that go over your head. You can't teach a fool, he a fool. You can't talk about financial literacy to someone that's on Section 8 and comes from a family of poverty and government assistance, and that is luxury to them. You can't talk about financial literacy. You can't have an open conversation like a mature adult in order to heal and forgive with somebody that's not even ready to acknowledge their fucked up ways. You can't do that because if you put yourself in that position to try to change people or evolve people that's not ready, you ain't gonna do nothing but frustrate yourself. Straight up. You're gonna frustrate yourself, and it could deter you from making the changes that you know internally that you're ready for. Miss really love company, bruh. And a lot of people will root for your failure when you try to branch out, when you try to move up in life, when you try to elevate. A lot of people will wish, especially those close to you, and y'all been doing lower level shit, lower level energy stuff, partying, drinking, drugs, relating on toxic relationships, and dropping out kids off and going out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just not really focus on the things that you're supposed to be focused on as an adult. Those be the people that will whisper your success, close their eyes when it comes to support, but run to you when you're struggling. Run to you when you're mad and you're ready to fight. Run to you when you want to fill yourself with these voids, clubs, alcohol, sex, toxic relationship, trauma bonds, gossip. They want to run to you when you're looking for a void filler. They there, they present, they ready, they ready for action. Those are the people that you have to see them for who they are and accept that misery loves company. And you've gotten to a place that you are starting to outgrow things and they're not at that level in life. And a lot of people, including myself, definitely including myself, put a hold on growth because they know the loneliness that comes with growth. When you really, 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 really are tuned in and tapped into self and you ready to make a change, you tired of it. You tired of the struggle. You tired of the depression. You tired of the weight. You tired of whatever it is. You just exhausted with carrying it. And you make a promise to yourself that you're going to do whatever it is that needs to be done to lift that weight up off of you. And you focused, like serious on growth. It's lonely because when you serious about evolving, you don't have time for mundane bullshit. You really could care less about somebody else's struggle because you know the silent struggle that you're trying to get out of now. So, no, you don't want to sit up and talk about somebody. If anything, your perspective is starting to change and you seeing that most people that are fucked up or moving through life fucked up are really dealing with some fucked up shit. So they don't even know how to react with other people or to other people because trauma, chaos is all they know. When you serious about growth and you really get mindful on yourself and you started minding your own business in order to be the best version of yourself, bruh, it's tunnel vision. It's tunnel vision. And you have the ability to see people in versions that you never were able to see them. So as I look back on my evolved friendships or the lens being lifted off my eyes over people that I thought were my friends and they weren't, it'd be like, bruh, okay, it makes sense because I'm working on myself and I'm working on identifying chapters in my life and why I went through what I went through. Now I'm looking at who was around me in those moments. How did they support me if they did at all? A lot of people will support your drug habit because they got a buddy. And when you talk about getting clean, the first thing they want to do is put it in you. I have so many relationships and they still operate like this. And it's not coming from a place of judgment because I'm at a place that I can't judge nobody. Because baby, if it's been done, I done did it. So who am I to judge? But at the same time, I can recall trying to vent about my feelings at one point, not knowing it was depression, not knowing it was anxiety, not knowing I was dealing with PTSD, just moving through life, ignoring the trauma because everybody around me was doing the same thing. I've tried to have conversations with some of my partners years ago, and it was just hit the blunt. Let's go out and have some shots. Carlo, dude, you know you always be happy when you messing with him. And that was the advice that I got, and that's all I knew that made sense. Void fillers. So there I was. I know I don't feel right. But at the same time, if I drink this, I know I'm gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be bubbling. Everything gonna be good. But then when it came to me working through my issues, getting help for my issues, talking about my issues, working on myself and being around people who understand and they have the ability to provide a different outlook, coping mechanisms, and steps to work through and move forward. Then, when I would go back into these crowds, it would be like, Yeah, we can drink, but shit, I'm talking about this right now. You said you was tripping, sad. I came over here to talk about that. What's up? What's going on? Why you feeling like this? What happened? Then I started to see how those conversations made certain people uncomfortable. You can't force your growth on people, but you have to be mindful and aware when your growth is intimidating people around you or scaring people around you. Because those are going to be the first relationships that you have to be comfortable without growing. Because failure to do so, like I said, will end up in you talking yourself out of growth, talking yourself out of going to school, talking yourself out of going to the gym, talking yourself out of dating differently. If your spirit is telling you, like I said on the follow your intuition, if your spirit is telling you to do something that is going to make you a better version of yourself, you have to find confidence in drowning out anyone around you. You have to find confidence in reframing from running to anybody around you. Because a lot of times those relationships are only significant to this level that you are currently at. So they can't prepare you or give you feedback or support for where you're trying to go, especially if it's not something that they practicing in their everyday life. That's why now I'm very mindful of who I support. I'm very mindful of who have my number. I'm very mindful to who events I attend, who's on my timeline, because I'm going to protect my peace and I'm going to protect my process of growth. I struggle on my own with being committed to growth, with being disciplined to change. I struggle on my own. So I don't need anyone to support me to sit stagnant because they are sitting stagnant. I don't need anybody around me trying to sabotage what I got going on that's going to make me better. And in return, everybody that's attached to me. I ain't got time for it. If you on your shit, and you working to be a better version of yourself, you working to be a great parent, you working to be a great provider, you working to be an entrepreneur, you working to be a great spouse, you trying to figure out black love, you trying to figure out financial literacy, you trying to build a positive community, you just trying to succeed, bruh, in the best way, the positive way possible. I'm rooting for you. I want that on my timeline. I need that energy for days that I don't have enough energy to push through. I want to log in and see that encouragement. I want people to knock down goals that I'm trying to meet. I need to see that. That's a complete difference. I know somebody that, and I ain't even gonna lie, this is a friend. I would consider this person a friend. I love this person. We have just took different life paths, right? And I'm okay with that. But when we connect, we good. It's our love. Hey, how you doing? But I'm not around often. They not around often because we not in the same social circles anymore. But our connection was T. To this day, if anything going on and I need the tea, I know who to call. What's up? You heard about this? Who said something about this? What they say about me? He gonna come through. Gonna provide screenshots, screen recordings, group text. It's gonna get it all. The moment I got real big on this spiritual growth and I understood how important internal balance is, physically, mentally, financially, and spiritually, in order to be the best version of yourself and to make sure you are aligning yourself with your purpose. That's the whole point of life. To maintain balance so that you can discover your purpose. Once I realized that, every time this person will call, I'll be like, bro, I don't want to talk about that. How you doing? How the job? How your family? How you feel? How your health? Then it was uncomfortable. Like I said, a lot of people are uncomfortable with your growth
or afraid with your growth or not openly supportive of your growth because they know you're going to leave them behind because they're not at their life level. That's okay. But you can't attach yourself to people who not trying to grow. It don't make no sense. It's like a crackhead going back to the hood sitting in the trap. It don't make no sense. Right? And a lot of people who are denying growth or dealing with trauma or refusing to heal. So when you want to have positive conversations, it's uncomfortable to them because they're not used to positive light being shined on them or anyone really giving a fuck about what's going in their life. So that's a conversation they don't want to have. So this person kept calling, kept texting. I'd be like, bro, it's not my business. Bro, I can't talk about that person. I'm trying to do this. Nigga, neither one of us can talk about this person. I'm trying to do this. I got 2 baby daddies. I'm a single mama. So how can I talk about somebody that's trying to figure out who their baby daddy is? Baby, I done been in the streets. You hear me? I done been in the streets. Thank God for Plan B and pro-choice. Because I'd be in the same situation, you know what I'm saying? So once I started evolving and understanding perspective and understanding empathy, that ain't my business for one, but for two, shit, been there, done that. I can't talk. Who am I? So then the phone calls stopped coming altogether. And I was okay with that. Because that just made room for me to have phone calls with people that were like-minded. People that was going to get on me for my business. People that was going to get on me if I was moving through life the way I wasn't supposed to be moving. People that's going to get on me if I didn't come to church. People that was going to get on me if I'm late at work. You know what I'm saying? People that are holding me accountable to the change that I said I wanted. So then I started realizing I have to put myself around people that are actively changing or that are on a life level that I'm trying to get. So we can have something to relate on a positive level. And I will never be triggered to go back or to give up. Because misery loves company. Bruh, I ain't trying to be around nobody miserable. I ain't trying to keep nobody miserable. I ain't trying to do it. And I ain't going to allow it to be done to me. So what's the moral of this podcast episode? Evaluate your friendships. Evaluate your friendships right now. See what y'all have in common. If you have introduced any type of positive idea to a group or a person and you did not receive the feedback that you expected, or it just wasn't acknowledged at all, misery loves company. If you are hanging with a group of people and you constantly throwing, hey, let's do this, and it's going unentertained, misery loves company. Perhaps you have outgrown your surroundings and you are holding on. Maybe you're unaware. Maybe after you listen to this podcast, it'll make sense. I don't know. I know it made sense to me. I know I'm very intentional on who I got my friend. I ain't got that many of them no more. I can count my friends on 2 hands, if even 2. And I'm okay with that. Because I know they're reliable. I know they're accountable. I know they're good. So, keep that in mind. Misery loves company. When you are at your worst, see who's around you. Think about it at the time that you were at your worst. And all the people that was around you. All the people that was there. Were they there to really support you? Or were they there to get a front row view? Then when you got your life together, or you started making changes to get back on track, were those people still there? Are those people here now? If they not, I don't know if I would necessarily say they're your friends. Be careful. Be cautious. Because you cannot afford to self sabotage your growth. You cannot afford to stagger your growth, to stay relatable, or to stay from avoiding loneliness that it comes with real change. It's temporary. And it's just the universe making space for the people that you're going to need to be guided to where you're trying to go. Don't fight it. Let them go. Hey, this been cool, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and start going for this hike. That's something I want to do. Y'all ain't trying to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and start doing what you want to do. And those that need to fall away, going to fall away. And those that need to be adapt are going to adapt. And the new people that you're going to attract, you're going to attract. But you can't attract them until you put yourself in that realm. So, that's just my nugget of info for today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. Catch y'all next time. Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode of the Judge Me Not podcast. If you want to keep up with your girl, you can always find me on Facebook and Instagram at EnviiDee. That's EnviiDee. Bye.